Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already. She's done with the Harold's chicken and mild sauce.
Angel Reese just made the biggest mistake of her career. In a shocking interview with the Chicago Tribune, she basically told the world that every single one of her teammates wasn't good enough to play with her. The same player who leads the entire WNBA in turnovers, despite missing weeks of action, somehow thinks she's surrounded by inferior talent. But here's the twist. While she was demanding the Sky bring her the best of the best, her own team was secretly playing better without her on the court. The interview that started this whole mess wasn't subtle. Reese straight up said she wasn't settling for the same roster next season. She wanted great players, championship players, and made it clear that what Chicago currently had wasn't cutting it. These weren't private thoughts shared in a closed-door meeting. She put this out there for everyone to see, including the teammates she'd be sharing a locker room for the rest of the season. The reaction inside the Sky organization was explosive. Multiple sources confirmed that teammates were beyond furious, with veterans especially feeling disrespected by her comments. It got so bad that team leadership had to call an emergency meeting just to address the fallout. Think about how dysfunctional that is. Your supposed franchise player creates so much drama that the entire team needs to sit down and hash out their feelings like a therapy session. What really crossed the line was her shot at Courtney Vandersloot. This is a player with 2 WNBA championships, 5 All-Star selections, and the kind of veteran leadership any team would kill for. Vandersloot literally left the New York Liberty, a legitimate title contender, to come help build something in Chicago. And Reese's response? She publicly questioned whether they could rely on someone at that age, and suggested they needed someone younger instead. The disrespect toward a future Hall of Famer was staggering, but Vandersloot wasn't her only target. Reese's comments painted a picture where nobody on the roster measured up to her standards. Not the veterans with championship experience, not the young players trying to develop, not even Ariel Atkins, who the front office specifically brought in to complement Reese's game. She talked about needing an upper echelon of talent, as if she was the only elite player in the building. Here's where the irony gets thick. While Reese was complaining about her supporting cast, she was putting up some of the worst efficiency numbers in the league. Those 101 turnovers in just 26 games? That's not a typo. She literally led the entire WNBA in giveaways, despite missing significant time with injury. 20% of her shots within 9 feet were getting blocked. Her shooting percentage around the rim was abysmal for someone who's supposed to be a dominant inside presence. The discipline issues were just as concerning. 8 technical fouls in a shortened season triggered an automatic suspension that forced her to miss a crucial game against Indiana. Not because of injury or rest, but because she couldn't keep her cool after hitting Aaliyah Edwards in the head during a rebound battle. Every technical foul is free points for the opponent. Every suspension leaves your teammates shorthanded. And when you're already struggling with turnovers and inefficiency, adding unnecessary penalties becomes unforgivable. What makes this even worse is how the team actually performed without her. Multiple reports suggested the Sky's ball movement improved when Reese sat. Their defensive rotations were crisper. The energy level was higher. In several games, Chicago looked more cohesive and competitive with their supposed franchise player on the bench. That's the opposite of what a star's impact should be. The contrast with Caitlyn Clark in Indiana couldn't be more obvious. While Reese was creating locker room chaos, Clark was building chemistry. When Clark got injured, she still traveled with the team, sat on the bench in street clothes, and supported her teammates. When Reese got hurt with her mysterious back injury, she disappeared completely. No travel, no visible support, just vague day-to-day updates while her team struggled alone. Clark's leadership style has transformed the Fever from lottery team to playoff contender. Aaliyah Boston is thriving as her pick-and-roll partner. Kelsey Mitchell is having a career year playing off Clark's gravity. Lexi Hull found her confidence in the improved spacing. Even role players like Sophie Cunningham fit perfectly into the system Clark creates. She doesn't demand better teammates. She makes her current teammates better. The professionalism gap showed up in other ways too. When media tried to manufacture drama between Clark and Reese, Clark refused to take the bait. She publicly praised Reese's performances and kept the focus on basketball. Meanwhile, Reese was using her media availability to throw grenades at her own locker room. One player understood that success comes from lifting others up. The other seemed to think tearing people down would somehow elevate her status. Indiana's results speak for themselves. They're selling out arenas, grabbing national TV slots, and building genuine momentum for the future. Chicago? They're sitting at 10:30, dealing with constant drama and watching their fan base grow more frustrated by the day. The contrast in trajectories couldn't be clearer. What's particularly damaging is the pattern emerging with Reese's availability. This marks the third consecutive season where she hasn't finished playing games. The mysterious back injury that kept her away from the team has people wondering about her priorities. Some analysts have suggested she's more focused on her off-court brand than actually playing basketball. Others think she might be avoiding adding more losses to her resume. The front office finds themselves in an impossible position. They already traded away Sonia Citron, who's now in the Rookie of the Year conversation and became an all-star in her first season, just to bring in veteran help for Reese. They restructured their roster to accommodate her preferences. They gave her the keys to the franchise, and her response was to publicly trash everyone around her. Free agents are definitely paying attention to this situation. Why would any quality player want to sign with Chicago when their supposed cornerstone might throw you under the bus in her next interview? The best of the best that Reese claims she wants to play with are probably looking at this dysfunction and choosing to go literally anywhere else. Her comments didn't attract talent. They guaranteed talent would stay away. The technical fouls reveal something deeper about Reese's approach to the game. 8 technicals in a shortened season isn't just poor discipline. It's selfish basketball. Every time she lost her cool, she hurt her team's chances. Every argument with officials took her focus away from actually playing. And that suspension for hitting Edwards? It came right before a marquee matchup that fans had circled on their calendars. Perhaps most telling is what Reese's demands reveal about her understanding of team building. Championship teams aren't just collections of all-stars. They're groups that understand roles, make sacrifices, and elevate each other. The Warriors dynasty wasn't just Curry and Thompson. It was Draymond doing the dirty work, Iguodala accepting a bench role, and everyone buying into a system. Reese seems to think you can just demand excellence without contributing to it. The numbers tell the real story of impact. Clark's presence correlates with better offensive efficiency, more assists, better shooting percentages for teammates, and most importantly, more wins. Reese's presence correlates with turnovers, technical fouls, locker room tension, and a team that sometimes plays better without her. One player is building something sustainable. The other might have just talked herself out of being part of any building at all. Chicago now faces a brutal decision. Do they continue trying to build around a player who publicly disrespected the entire organization? Do they mortgage more of their future to bring in veterans who might not even want to play with Reese? Or do they cut their losses and admit that their supposed franchise cornerstone might actually be holding them back? The irony is perfect. Reese wanted the sky to upgrade everyone around her, but her behavior might have convinced them that the biggest upgrade would be moving on from her. After all, if you're going to claim that everyone else isn't good enough, you better make sure you're irreplaceable. Based on this season, the turnovers, the technicals, the drama, and the losing, Angel Reese just proved she's anything but. What do you think? Is this the end of Angel Reese's basketball career, or will someone give her another chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more explosive WNBA coverage. Because if this story taught us anything, it's that the drama is just getting started.